Let's look at the reading 9 quiz, the first reading from William F. Buckley's God and Man at Yale. Question 1. What duel does Buckley believe is the most important in the world? He says, sorry, I'm looking for, yeah. He says, towards the beginning of the book, I myself believe that the duel between Christianity and atheism is the most important in the world. No, that really shouldn't be part of his argument. I mean, maybe he's saying that as background, but it's certainly what motivates him. His argument is about the supposed betrayal of the board of the betrayal of the board of trustees and the alumni. That is, those are the ones who are betrayed because the teachers at the school aren't teaching in accord with their wishes and values, their presumed wishes and values. But this is, I think, an important background that he believes that secularism or atheism is the great enemy, and that Christianity is needed. Can't really be part of his argument about the central argument, but I think it's what motivates him. Question 2. Of Yale's religion department, Buckley says, academically, it is everything one could wish. What then is the basis of his complaint about it? He says here, academically, in other words, it is everything one could wish, but to the student who seeks intellectual and inspirational support for his faith, it is necessarily a keen disappointment. That is, the religion department, the teachers in the religion department are definitely qualified in terms of their scholarship, but that in their teaching, they let down their students because they do not give them any intellectual and inspirational support for their faith. That is, they don't support them in their faith. His argument is that they, generally speaking, undermine their faith. Question 3. What's wrong with Professor Turner? Now, one of the really kind of menacing things about this book, whatever you think about it, is that he names names. He calls out particular professors at Yale, and he does think that they should be fired. And a lot of people did get fired in the 1950s because of supposed left-wing or communist associations. So Buckley sort of naming names here, people like Professor Turner, is a little dicey, I think, ethically. But in any case, what does Buckley think is wrong with Professor Turner? That is, he says Mr. Turner is emphatically and vigorously atheistic, an able scholar, and he's a sociologist, Turner. He is nevertheless a professional debunker. And then what is really wrong, he says in the second paragraph, many Yale students laugh off the influence of Mr. Turner and ultimately classify him as a gifted and colorful fanatic. Others, more impressionable, and hence those over whom there is cause to be concerned, are deeply disturbed by Mr. Turner's bigoted atheism and finish the year they spend with him full of suspicions and doubts about religion that they may retain for a lifetime. So basically, Buckley is accusing Ralph Turner of corrupting the youth of Yale, filling their heads with doubts about religion and really doing them a disservice, I would say. That's the accusation, which personally I think is ridiculous, but that's his accusation against Turner. That's the answer, I think. He's a bigoted atheist, and he's undermining the faith of a large percentage of Yale undergraduates, according to Buckley. Next question 5, I guess. What is the only absolute that academic departments at Yale subscribe to? Again, according to Buckley, and there is surely not a department at Yale that is uncontaminated with the absolute that there are no absolutes, no intrinsic rights, no ultimate truths. So the answer is the absolute that there are no absolutes, that there is no ultimate truth and no intrinsic rights. Basically, the the academic departments at Yale are dedicated to the idea of relativism. There are no absolutes at all. Finally, Last question. What is the net influence of Yale economics? Buckley says the net influence of Yale economics is thoroughly collectivistic. That is basically socialist, anti-individualist, anti-free market ideas. Actually, there's one more question, and that's what is happening to individualism at Yale? And according to Buckley, the answer is individualism is dying at Yale, without a fight. Wow. This book, I don't know, man. I think it was worth reading. That's all I'll say about it.